seems like we got to.
Good evening, everyone. I'll call the meeting to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Mayor Patricelli.
Present.
Councilwoman Diamond.
Present.
Councilman Dawes.
Here. Very please stand. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. It's the January 4th. It's the first meeting of the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. And I'll start it off by asking the clerk to read the minutes of the previous meeting.
Mayor, I will make a motion that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the, I believe, December 14th, 2023 meeting.
I'll second.
I would like to hear him say the minutes.
Oh, well.
The poor guy's got a cold. All right, motion made and second. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilman Dawes.
In favor.
Councilwoman Diamond.
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor. All right, we'll start off by going into reports of officers and committees.
Okay, let me see. Let me turn this on so they can hear. All right, I have a couple here to talk about. Centrica, which is our lighting contractor. We closed, as we know, on the lighting with National Grid. In our weekly call with them today, we learned a little over 200 lights have been converted thus far out of approximately 600. I think it's 558 or the number or whatever, something close to that. Anyway, of those 200 that have been converted, I think there was 194 that we talked about this morning. They estimated about 20% of those would have to be rewired and repacked with installation with them. That actually is a little bit over 60% that have to have been rewired. The insulation at the bases either were gone, missing, or very wet where it rusted the wires within the pole itself. So they replaced approximately 90 had to be rewired, which is an estimated cost of about $100 per pole thus far.
What poles are these, Joe?
These are where we're doing we're getting rid of the Cobra heads.
Yeah.
And it's the pole that are on there that they have, that pole as they come all the way down to do those.
The metal poles.
The metal poles.
There's how many of them?
How many?
How many of those are there?
Overall?
No, of those metal poles.
So about 200?
About 200 that we've done so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But there's not 200 metal poles.
No. So what
You're talking like 20?
Some have the wooden poles that go up and the arms go out over there.
They wouldn't need to be rewired.
No, it's these metal poles
Right.
that you see throughout the.
So there's about 20 of them.
I think there's more than those that we're having to do, of the metal poles. Throughout the city?
Yeah.
I can take a count of them, but I think there's more of them. But
Almost 20 on Broadway.
Well, there's 40 on 19th Street, but they're not the ones that need to be rewired.
No, they're the black.
They're the black
Blacks,
ones.
A
yeah.
couple of those were
Yeah,
rewired.
you're talking the silver ones out here.
The silver ones.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's more than 20 throughout the city, but I can check. I don't want to just,
Yeah,
disagree.
go ahead, but I mean, when you're talking about $100 a pole, and you said there was like 200 of them.
No. Right now, they've changed 200. Out of those 194 that they had, or whatever that number was, 164, 93 of those had to be rewired and fixed. So that's where the problem is. They estimated about a 20% refiguring rate. Right now, they're about 60% of what they've done thus far out of the 200, rewiring and those type of things. They didn't anticipating that bad of a condition in the changeover process. So we're going to have a further conversation next week when they come in to go over that process as to what it is. Because right now they're saying they're over their estimated rate of what they had to do to repair some of these. So they're in a worse condition than they had anticipated.
So they don't go out and look at them, or, I mean, they don't anticipate the fact, I mean, they're as old as National Grid would have
Put
had.
in for.
I mean,
They,
okay.
this is the
All right,
conversation we're gonna have.
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You
this
guys have
is
a
the conversation we have to have.
All right.
You know, with them, because we also took the polls, because we're trying to come up with what that change order, if there has to be one, what that's gonna look like. So we know we initially were funding the 149,000, I think it was, for the cost of them. We know that number came down through depreciation and so on. So we have about a $9,000 float as to savings thus far.
And it just happens to be, that's probably what they're looking at increasing.
No, more.
More, okay.
So that's what I'm saying, so we have to look at that to see, because there's a contingency built into the project.
Mhm.
There's this
Okay.
$9,000 savings. But on the same side, we're not gonna get taken on this entire project, if you know what I mean. We're
Yeah.
gonna walk it through.
Yeah, because, all right, when you look around, I'll bet you 25, the max.
Okay.
That'll
So
be.
this is a Washington on number 25.
Right.
We'll see. All right, we'll work that through, but I'll come back and let you know when
All
the
right.
time comes. We're doing a final walkthrough through the church tomorrow. They pulled out on the 29th as scheduled for the Dutch Reformed Church. The only thing that has to be done now is the fire alarm test and making sure that's online, and that is scheduled for January 8th. But at this point in time, it looks like that project is towards completion. The pool house renovations have been pulled. I canceled the pre-bid walk, and I canceled, we pulled the bid down from it. We're going to step back a little bit as to the process. I know you may or have conversations as well as I. We're working through a potential offering of a SAMS grant. So with that comes other steps that needed to be done. So in talking to Rita Architecture, we felt it best to pull the project and cancel the walkthrough with contractors in good faith, and move that to rebidding process later in the spring of 2024. This way, everything will be in line with the request that we're looking for, and nothing gets ahead of us, so it can get declined for any reimbursement as time goes on.
But we can still use the pool house during this summer.
Yeah, we're actually having, when I talked to Dominic, he said probably about March, we'll get that guy back down, we'll do a walkthrough again, look at the safety factors at that point, and then go forward from there. But we will be able to use it again. Because what was happening last year is we go in daily to look at it, to see if there was anything on the ground.
Right.
To kind of keep, and if we saw something more, we take pictures of it. And honestly, throughout the entire summer, I only did that one day where we saw something, every other day was clean. So we didn't have any worry. But I am going to have that bin pulled, cleaned out, all the stuff brought back into the pool house, and grab that pot, get it out of there, and not pay any more from this point. Bulk pickup, we're looking at March 22nd as the drop-off day for the public at Hudson Shores Park. I'm looking at possibly doing, as Dave and I were talking today too, as possibly doing a February pickup. We did get one call today from a resident asking for one, so I think what we're going to do is take a list, make a list to see if we have one for February. It can't be the third week because that's a presidential week, a vacation day. So I'm looking to have that the last week in February. Unfortunately, I didn't write down the date, but I believe that's going to be somewhere about the 25th or 6th of February.
26th and 29th.
So that, what's that Friday, Chris?
That would be March 1st.
Yeah, March 1st is the Friday of that, the week
Okay,
that does
and
not
then
include the
that-
holiday.
The one before would be February 16th.
So that's the week that also is part of President's Day is the 19th, so we push garbage and everything back to the 23rd. So if we did anything, it would
February
have to
23rd.
be,
February 23rd.
That, yeah, but garbage.
But that's
push
a
garbage
it.
holiday
back.
week, so there's no.
So that's why it's-
on
if we
Monday.
had-
16th might work,
Yeah,
because
the 16th, maybe February 16th. might work.
23rd wouldn't work because that's the
Correct.
holiday week.
That's what I'm thinking, so if we do it, it's gonna be early February.
I gotta be honest with you, I think you're better off doing it the 16th, because if you're talking about putting in a March 24th drop-off, it's almost still a month away.
Correct.
So you're staying within a month. You have one, and then 2 weeks
Yeah.
later, or 3 weeks later, you have
Yeah.
another one.
So we know for sure we're gonna do a March 22nd drop-off at Hudson Shores Park. And in the fall, probably September, we will do an electronics day. I'm just waiting on a confirmation back as to when they can do it. And then I'll finalize the third pickup of every month, making sure we don't have any push-up of garbage or everything. But we'll have that out and ready to go probably by late day tomorrow or early Monday for bulk for the 2024 season. My last thing I had on there, I don't know if anyone's taken a drive down to Hudson Shores after roosting time, but there's been a significant reduction in the population of crows based on what we did with the USDA people. We still have one more trip left from the original 5 that are left. And then after that, we're gonna see where that population is at this point in time. So,
It seems like they're earlier in the morning.
meaning
Crows
that
flying
are
over.
leaving.
They're going somewhere, because I was on the phone this morning, early, the gentleman,
Yeah.
and it was out in front of my house, and we could hear a lot of
Yeah,
crows.
you'll see them, I mean, as they push coming up from here, you'll see a lot of them come through our neighborhood at like 5-ish, 5:30-ish.
Yeah.
So, fair to sound than ours.
No, they went over my house, they're heading down to Port Schuyler, so.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was down at Hudson Shores this morning as part of the tree committee work that we were doing, and we didn't see any crows.
Yeah,
We were down there for a while picking up
yeah.
limbs, branches, trash, so there were some geese.
That comes in the spring. Yeah, that next one.
And honestly, there were 2 garbage cans, the ones with the top that flip up, that I would not use, even with gloves on, because they were just covered with stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Okay, that's it?
That's what I have,
All right.
yes.
All right, thank you. We'll move into old business.
Your Honor, there is no old business on this evening's agenda.
We'll move into new business. You want me to read it, Dave?
No. Resolution number 1 for 2024 is a resolution designating Pioneer Bank as the official depository for funds for the city of Watervliet.
I'll make a motion on resolution 1 for 2024.
I will second that.
All right, it's pretty well self-sufficient. Any questions?
No questions.
Call the roll.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor. These are mostly all the organizational
The
resolutions.
first 4, yes.
So,
Resolution number 2 for 2024 is a resolution approving City of Watervliet employee travel to various meeting locations and conferences throughout New York State, and further delegating the Director of Finance the responsibility to establish mileage disbursement.
I will make a motion that we move on resolution number 2 for 2024.
I'll second the motion.
okay,
67 cents, in case anybody cares.
67 now, huh?
It's up a cent and a half from 23.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
Excuse me. Resolution number 3 for 2024 is a resolution designated an official newspaper for the city of Watervliet in accordance with Article 4, Section 33 of the city code.
I'll make a motion for resolution 3.
I will second it.
And that paper is the Troy record.
Short record.
Call the roll.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
Resolution number 4 for 2024 is a resolution approving agreements for services between the City of Watervliet and the Mohawk and Hudson River Humane Society, and directing Mayor Charles B. Patricelli to execute the same.
Mayor, I will make a motion that we move on resolution number 4 for 2024.
Second motion.
Okay. And this is mostly for the care. I know, Joe, if I remember right, you said now we have 2 spots where we can drop off animals in addition to the Hudson Mohawk?
Yes, so we're trying to work out an agreement with, I think it's Furry Friends in Cohoes.
Right.
That they have, and we had an appointment to go up last Friday, and I know we didn't with the chief. I'm waiting till he gets back, and we're gonna be at the top of the hill. It's Your Pets B&B.
Oh, yes.
They have a whole other bay. When I talked with her, she's willing to take up to 8 or 10 dogs possibly, so that'll help us.
Do we
grow.
have to go to the Humane Society first? Is that our, do we have to go there first and
You
then
want to speak to the
Dimple?
restrictions?
So-
Whatever.
So there's 2, by this resolution, you'd be approving 2 separate agreements. My reading of the agreement is that you are not required to
Oh, good.
max out the Humane Society. And in fact, the Humane Society in their agreements are basically really limiting the requirement that they accept any and under what circumstances that they will. So I have mentioned to the general manager that it's a very good idea to set up some other places. And all the communities around here are having the same exact problem.
Yes, I know. I remember that, yeah.
So I think that we should not be counting on the Humane Society to take any great number of animals.
Okay. I was just curious.
Good, as long as we have the alternate. That's-
Yes,
Yeah.
that's great.
All right. Call the roll, please.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
Resolution number 5 for 2024 is a resolution adopting the City of Watervliet procurement policy.
I'll make a motion on resolution 5.
I will second it.
And I brought this before the council to update our procurement policy with item number 4, which was the BABA language, which is the Build America, Buy America component to it. And then the other, which was the most recent one, was item 5, was the New York State Executive Order 16, which is the prohibiting of conducting business in Russia. So those are 2 additions to our procurement policy. Everything else stays the same numerically, as to what we have to do each and every time, but those are the 2 additions to our procurement policy.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Call the roll.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
Excuse me. Resolution number 6 for 2024 is authorizing the implementation and funding for the first instance 100% of the federal and state Patricelli program and eligible costs of a transportation federal aid project and appropriating funds therefore.
Mayor, I will make a motion that we move on resolution number 6 for 2024.
Second motion.
This is to close out the bike path funding. We submitted for our final reimbursement, and they kicked it back and said we need to pass this resolution, so that's why it's in front of you.
Okay.
Okay.
All the, the punch list items are all taken care of?
Yeah, the last one on was the paving of that one area that we did in front of Mamone's, which we did that long strip for. That was the very last one that we were holding out on, so.
All right. Call the roll.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
Favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
Resolution number 7 for 2024 is a resolution approving a shared services agreement for specific law enforcement activity between the City of Watervliet and Village of Manans and the Village of Green Island, and directing Mayor Charles V. Patricelli to execute the same.
Make a motion on resolution 7.
And I will second that motion.
Okay.
So this is, I've reviewed these agreements. These agreements are basically were prepared, or at least the preparation of them overseen by the police chief. I've reviewed those. They're acceptable from my perspective. And it's basically sharing police-related services with the surrounding communities.
Okay.
Gotcha. Call the roll, please.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
Resolution number 8 for 2024 is a resolution amending a contract for City Hall repairs and replacement of emergency doors and windows at City Hall with change order number 1 and authorizing Mayor Charles V. Patricelli to execute all required documents regarding same.
Okay, I will make a motion that we move on resolution number 8 for 2024.
I'll second one.
And this is a change order of $4,833, which some work is, if you remember, we did the emergency doors on the 3rd, the 2nd, and we did the faux doors in front of the courtroom facing Broadway. This is actually for some repairs going from the 2nd to 3rd floor, which is the handrail, and fixing the repair from the leakage of that one window on the 2nd floor, which was the Stardust window. So we scraped all that and reparched the flooring, and this is under the work that Gallo was on site, and we got a bid from them to do and put it within the door contract.
Okay. Looks good.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. Call the roll.
Councilman Dawes?
In favor.
Councilwoman Diamond?
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli?
In favor.
Resolution number 9 for 2024 is a resolution amending a contract for a change to the City Hall window project and authorizing Mayor Charles V. Patricelli to execute all required documents regarding the same.
I'll make a motion on resolution number 9.
I will second it.
Okay. And this one here was the final change order for the window project, $2,953.58. Upon the installation of the Stardust window there that you saw going from the 2nd floor, flashing had to be removed. We came across some asbestos, and as we were installing the new replacement window there, so this was for $2,953.58. And again, it replaced the flashing and asbestos for that window itself.
Okay.
Okay.
Call the roll, please.
Councilman Dawes?
Favor.
Councilwoman Diamond?
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli?
In favor.
Resolution number 10 for 2024, a resolution adopting a sexual harassment policy for the city of Watervliet.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we move on resolution number 10 for 2024.
I'll second that motion.
As many of you are aware, New York State basically requires that every employer adopt a sexual harassment policy. This policy, honestly, I could not find the previous policy, but this policy is based upon the model policy that the state recommends. So upon adoption of this policy, we'll be up to date. Then we will need to proceed to have training for all city employees, which I think we'll get that done in the next month or so. And then we will be completely up to date with all the sexual harassment requirements.
Question on the
That-
training.
Yeah, I was just going to say on that training, that's what I said, actually was my segue, so I may answer your question. You know we have that new civil service and payroll package that we now have. Carol and Dave, when Carol comes back in Radigan next week, they're working on the final triggers for that, and it will all be done electronically. We looked at a couple of training modules on that, but I think there was a New York State one that we're going to use, that you go online, you answer several questions for it, and then when it's done, it's recorded, and then it's in our, so we'll then know all who's taken it, who hasn't. We're going to try to get it done within 30 days of execution of it.
So everybody will have to do it online, we're not going to have it in person?
I think there's going to be, and no quote at this point in time, but I think on the 9th, we're going to have a final path. So I'll update you at the next meeting with it, but I think we're intending to do a lot of our training modules because then that's the same across the state of New York.
Sure.
With it, but I don't know if it's clearly determined that it's going to be, but that's the use of the system that we got.
Worst case scenario, the state does issue training videos was that we could show to all city employees, like in the hose, that's what we did, we showed the New York State program. There's questions that you can add, that people answer along the way, so we know they're all paying attention, they hand them in at the end. So if we can't get it done through that module, we can get it done that way.
We have in the past did it that way here. I remember the police department,
Yeah.
back when Sergeant Murray was here.
Yes, it is a completely updated training, so either way, we'll get it done. It needs to get done in the first quarter of 2024.
Okay. One other question with that training. Is there a list of required training that we need to put out? Like, is there something we're missing?
Not sexual harassment training, but any training?
Any training?
Is there a list?
Is there an official list like the municipalities have to provide these?
No, that would be way too easy. There's a tremendous amount of training that needs to be provided. But is there one particular list that contains all of them? I doubt it.
Required, okay.
If you remember, to answer another part of that too, is we did a contract last, I think it was November or late October, bringing on Eileen Franco. She's now looking at that, of what are the trainings that we need to do. Like, there'll be some DPW training, individualized training for the departments too as well. So we're looking at those type of.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Call the roll.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor.
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
And I'm sorry, before I forget, that sexual harassment policy needs to be posted on the city website somewhere, please.
Okay. And will
Whoever's job that is.
will each employee get a copy of that?
So typically part of the training will be handing it out to everybody and then a receipt of an acknowledgement that they did.
Oh, okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Okay. Right.
Okay. Ready?
Resolution number 11 for 2024 is a resolution approving an intermunicipal agreement for a joint services rapid deployment team between the City of Watervliet, the Village of Bonanza, and the Village of Green Island, and directing Mayor Charles B. Patricelli to execute same.
I'll make a motion on resolution 11.
And I will second it.
So similar to, we passed one previously, it's another shared services agreement for police-related issues. I reviewed the agreement, it's perfectly fine, so I'm comfortable with it.
Okay. All right. Call the roll.
Councilman Dawes,
In favor.
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor.
Excuse me. Resolution number 12 for 2024 is a resolution authorizing Mayor Charles B. Patricelli to file an application under Federal Highway Administration for Transportation Alternative Program funding and authorizing the mayor to accept and receive grant funding for this purpose.
Mayor, I will make a motion that we move on resolution number 12 for 2024.
Second that motion.
So this is a resolution, as I sent in my email to you. When we last did this, when we applied for TAP, when it was available, and this is specific to the tunnel for the 787 connection to Hudson Shores Park, we did a letter agreement or a letter of support. This time around, we're going to try the resolution because it's a holistic, it's council approved, it brings up a notch, I guess if you will, from confirmation of support. So we're looking to apply for the TAP application again this year as funding is available to us. The total project cost again from the bridge study was $6,007,000, of which the application will be $4,616,000. And then we will have a remainder to be funded of $1.3 million for that. So the application is going in. We hope we get awarded, and in the interim, we'll try to look for further funding sources from the city's end, which will be that $1.3 million. So this is specific to the tunnel, and we hope
What's the
we're in a better
timeline?
position.
Yes.
What's the timeline?
timeline for it. This is due on Tuesday.
And then award?
We think it's gonna be somewhere about June, around that time frame. You know. I know I've talked to Congressman Tonko about it, because it's coming out of the federal. He's still supportive of the project, he likes the project. So let's see if we get in line again for this year. See if we get any funding for it.
Should we also be talking to Schumer and Gillibrand?
That, I would imagine that's a great conversation to have, Mayor, so if, if you want to start those conversations, or if you want us to try to set up some meetings, we certainly could do it.
Gotcha, okay. All right, any other questions?
No, not fine.
Okay, call the roll.
Councilman Dawes,
Favor?
Councilwoman Diamond,
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli.
In favor?
Your Honor, that concludes the new business on this evening's agenda.
Thank you. We'll move into appropriations and accounting.
I have nothing at this time, Mr. Mayor.
I'm assuming that one thing you can mention, probably the tax bills,
Tax bills have gone out today.
they went out today.
Actually, I think they might still be sitting in City Hall, but they are ready to go out tomorrow morning.
Okay, very good. There's a few things that I have to bring up. One, we had a meeting with members of the Civic Center, and we are working on an application that they made us aware of, and we might be looking at about a $700,000 application that we're going to try and see how,
The grant.
for a grant, for them, actually for the building. Just to finalize it, and, of course, I was very happy for everybody that came. We had a swearing-in ceremony on January 1st. Thank everybody for attending, and looking forward for another 4 years along with my other cohorts here.
Colleagues?
Colleagues. Very nice. Yeah, that'd be.
Was there a match on that? for
Co-conspirators.
the Civic Center?
Not yet.
But I think it's going to be going in the Civic Center's name.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
with it.
Okay. I did bring up an email to you, but I never got a response, which is very rare that I would get one, regarding the concert committee. Concert.
Yes,
The
I
form of
saw that email. I think that requires a conversation.
Okay.
I'm happy to have it after the meeting if you'd like.
Okay. All right. So we need to look at that and see how that can be developed to the benefit of both. Okay. Then the final one that I have is Joe, I presented this a trash policy program that we had to kind of like, I'm hoping that the intent would be to simplify it and to give it a little bit more structure on how we are going to proceed in 2024 with the picking up of the trash. Worked on the policy, we reviewed it, received comments basically saying that, thought it was okay from your end, Joe. So from that point on, I know that, with some of these, the new changes of the tippers and things of this nature, it's going to have something else, and I think this will make it easier for our men to be able to carry forward, and also make it cleaner overall. I think it's going to, I think hopefully it'll streamline even the violation processes and stuff like this. So,
And speaking of the tippers, I had a conversation with CEJJ yesterday.
okay,
They've been rolling out either the dark blue or the green bins. They have 13 current requests, and they have 12 cans. So they have a light blue, which is typically held back for recycling. So they wanted to see what we were going to do. So they're going to be in about a 3-week delay in getting. They ordered more, so it's probably going to be about a 3-week turnaround. But I told them that we're going to be moving towards recycling bins at some point in the near future, so I prefer that they did not use the light blue, and that'll be this recycling network that you moving forward.
yeah. Well, I mean, they've had mostly the residents the owners have had about 3 months,
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
order them, so.
so like you said, right now, he's got 13 to fulfill now, and so, but we don't know how many he's put out there yet.
So I did have some, so we had code court this morning, and we did have a couple of garbage tickets there. And, as you know, Mayor, most of the tickets involve landlords and not owner occupied. So in my conversations with those people, many of them were not aware of the need to get, if they're not residing in the property, to get the new tipper cans. So I pointed everybody to, check out the city code, and
Every one of those landlords received a brochure in the mail with their water bill in
November.
November that received that. So anybody that says that they did not know about it, did not read the brochure or the newsletter that went out in that water bill.
I'm just letting you know what I'm hearing.
Okay.
And just encouraging people to go out and get them as soon as
Right.
possible.
Okay. But I'm just saying, it's a great excuse. Okay?
Understood.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, while we're on garbage, can we set up a meeting with our guys, and take a look at a few things? I noticed in the last couple of weeks, a few things that we might want to try to tweak or something. Like, we talked about manpower and stuff like that, but like the Christmas trees. So when I worked there, we sent 2 trucks out every Friday, we picked up trees. Now, maybe I could be off by this, but this is a question I want to ask. Is there as many trees as there used to be? Are there more artificial ones? Would it be more efficient to send, have people from now on in January call for a tree pickup, or you can send just a pickup truck out instead of these large trucks using diesel and stuff like that? Just some ideas.
Right, call and leave a message and their
Leave a
address
message.
and
Have a-
keep a list. And then on a
Instead
Friday,
of like
go pick
every
them up.
Friday sending 2 trucks out, where, you're sending these trucks up and down the alleys just looking for trees.
Yeah, 'cause
There
there's
could be
not-
more. I don't know if there's
There are
more,
not many
there's
in
less.
I
Skyline.
agree with you, because, I just watch, even in the town, I watch these guys drive around looking for trees down alleys, but I think you could do it's where like an online.
So, and
Yes,
I'm going to
that's a
take
great
credit
idea.
from a former mayor of Utica who come up with this idea with his DPW. He wanted to have a truck with the chipper hooked to it, going down the alleys, and as they're getting the trees, chip them, and just one-stop shop. Instead of picking them all up, dumping them at a park, chipping them away. Now, I know we dump ours over here, but if there's a way we could chip them, spread those wood chips, so we're not paying for dumping fees. We did it one year, and it was,
Where what, it
what we did
follows,
was,
or it was towed by the dump truck?
yeah, I know what his concept was. He wanted to, because we would pick up, a few years back, we picked up trees, we would dump them in a dumping area, and then later we would chip them, and we took them wood chips and just threw them around naturally, so we didn't have to pay for tipping fees. It was to save us some money there. It was, but he was talking about it one time, and we were telling him our idea, what we wanted to do, and he says, well, could you take a truck with a chipper hooked to it, basically, when they went through the alley, they chipped it, instead of doing your pickup, dumping, having all that manpower using it. So, I don't want to do that. I just want to figure, okay, instead of sending 2 trucks out every Friday, because I gotta be honest with you, one garbage truck cannot do the entire city for trees or anything because of the time constraints. You got 4 sections, and even though there's only 20 trees out there, you're still driving up and down every single street. So one truck isn't possible to do that. But if we went to say, hey, look at from now on, or we start it next year, I know we're already into January. But and you know what? I could be off. Maybe there used to be 300 Christmas trees now. Now maybe more people went to that. I don't know. But it's something like things like that.
It's worthy of having a meeting, one, I think, to kind of go over the policy, so
Yeah.
Now everybody hears it, everybody sees it,
Yeah.
gets a copy of it, and then the others start talking about some of these other
Things,
changes.
that was one of the few things I had.
It would be interesting to see how many they pick up tomorrow. Like I said, I've kind of been driving, just doing errands and so forth, kind of looking around, and there seem very few, just a couple.
Now, I think this is
Down here.
indicative of the problems we're having with garbage, but we did get a call today, and the person wasn't very nice to Stacy regarding this, but about he has 3 leaf bags for pickup. And we said we're not picking up leaf bags during this time, as it was even on the flyer that you sent out. And
Well, let me know if you do, because I have 3 cans waiting for April pickup. But if you want to do it, then let me know.
I'm just saying,
I'm just
I
saying
mean,
that
the thing is, you give people ample time. I've been in that predicament. If you're doing leaf pickup all year long, it's a waste of manpower and stuff. You gotta draw the line. I mean, because then
Well, I
the
thought
snow
we
comes
did.
and all that stuff.
I thought that was.
But people don't, I understand people in the city, they don't understand that, like, well, I didn't get to it September, October, or November. I got to mine in December.
we still have people wanting to know if there's garbage pickup on Monday because it was a holiday or on Tuesday because of the holidays, it pushed
There'll
back.
always be somebody.
I mean,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's one of those things really, no matter what you do, you just,
Yeah.
and
I think you went to a garden party?
all right? All right, so we're all set with this.
And like I said, if you want me to set a meeting, just let me know a good time. And
Set a meeting,
what's that?
meeting with
The DPW, and go over it.
this here,
Yeah,
me? No,
you don't want to be there?
I don't, I've already,
Okay, okay, okay.
it's pretty straightforward. I don't even know if, really, I don't know what, they're picking up everything and just recording it, so,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
Yes.
All right, nothing else?
No,
Okay.
not right now, no.
All
Oh,
right.
wait, I'm sorry, I do have a question. Joe, where are we with the RFP for the restaurant down in Hudson Shores? Is that going to go back out in November or so, or December?
No, we thought we'd put it out in November, but we did not.
Okay.
And I know, I've had subsequent conversations with Scott, but I have not picked them up since the holiday season, so I'll try to get moving on that. Because we did have a couple of other grants that had deadlines due, and we can put our efforts there, to be
Okay.
quite honest with you, so.
Okay. I'll ask for a public comment period now.
At this time, the mayor and the council have authorized a public comment period. If you wish to address the council, we ask that you please step forward and state your name and address for the record.
Okay. I'm going to open up the public comment period now. I'll ask anyone to step forward if they have anything that they want to bring up in front of the council. The city clerk will have, will allow you 2 minutes to make any comments you have. Matt, anybody? You have something?
Yes. Sorry, this was.
Just stand up here and then, nice and loud, give your name and address, please.
So my name is Akhtar Pervez. I live on 2302 10th Avenue, Watervliet. I came actually especially on this meeting. We have an issue going on a couple of months ago for the garage on 10th Avenue. And I did talk to Joe and actually working with codes. The building was closed, actually they have dates on March 23rd, 2020. And then it was vacant more than 1 year. It was, then they open up new business and sign the building get closed on October 29th, 21st.
Okay. October 29th, what year?
October 29, 2021. And I have all the paperwork here. The building was closed, available for sale March 23rd and 2020. the old Ferreira was in the building. They legally get closed by DMV in June 2020. And they all take all their stuff on August 2020. So they was not in the building. So meanwhile, there was a gentleman, Mike Falzo, without CE in the building. He was paying the rent for 1 year. And I don't understand how after 1 year and 7 months, building was closed and a new shop as a mechanic shop, how they get the permission for. And we have issue going on all the parking places. He's been selling cars in the parking lot. All neighborhood knows that. And I've been working with Joe. First email I sent Joe on October 26, 2020 at 12:54 p.m. And I did talk to Joe about a couple months ago, and he said still we're working on that one. I don't know how much time we needed to resolve that issue. But I was still wondering how he get the permission after 1 year and 7 months vacant building and new business open up without all neighborhood get any letters to get the zoning. I really need or have a meeting with other, we have neighbors, have a issue parking cars all the time. Even my neighbors, they are really tired of this issue. And we have people wandering around, coming, standing, wandering around when the car been fixed or he's selling the car. By the code enforcement, I find out, even their employees, they're not allowed to park the cars on the road where we are residential area and school zone. The kids are going around, I heard now he's painting, and we have complaints about that one. And selling cars, still people wandering around in residential area as only he get permission without proper zoning. We really tired from this situation going on. That's why actually I was waiting for this meeting to come up and talk to somebody and how can we resolve this issue. But I still was, the main issue was how he get the permission after 1 year vacant building. Even I did talk to actually Falzo Mike. He was in the building illegally. He told me he has no CEO. And he did pay the rent to the owner. And then he actually put the offer on sale with $200,000. He did not get the building. But the new owner, Usman, he get the building $215,000. And then he has the shop, when he opened up a business, that business incorporated in January 2022. I have dates and I have proofs. So how he get the still permission to run his shop in residential area? You know what I'm saying? After like that's 1 year and 8 or 9 months, then he opened up a 7-star ink and tire workshop. So I've been trying to work with the code enforcement. He's saying no, he was good, but we have a proofs and all neighborhood knows about it. The building was vacant, and somehow I don't know how he get the permission to open up a shop there.
All right. This is the first I'm hearing about any questions regarding the actual zoning
Yes.
issues of it. That's something I've heard. I've heard the code complaints, and I know the code complaints have been, for the most part, investigated. But Joe will look that up, and for the next meeting will be when? Have we decided on the next meeting?
We have not. I know right now there are 2 items. We may have our next meeting we have scheduled would be the 18th, and I know you're not going to be
right.
here on that.
I'm not able
or-
to be here.
And neither
Yeah.
is Chris now.
I'm not
so-
gonna be here now either.
You're not going to be there either?
No.
Okay, all right. So we either
I do
push
need
it,
another January meeting.
you need another?
You need one January meeting.
No,
Yeah.
I need another January.
Right, eight,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
One.
Yes.
So then, let's try to answer that now. We could do the 25th. Does that work for you? Which is the Thursday. And then we'd have one the following week, which would be the 1st of February.
It's fine with me.
That's
In
January
mind is
25th
the
is
bond
okay.
thing, I don't know if you want to do like even a special one, middle of the day, it's not like a
Are you going away
big issue or
that
anything.
day?
No,
Or
I'm not going to be away, so we could do it.
I mean, like you say, we can.
Yes, I can't make it
That night.
during the night, yeah.
Right.
At
I
night.
can't make it during the day.
Yeah,
Just go ahead, my pen.
Okay.
the.
25th is good.
What's that, the 25th?
Want to do it the 25th?
Is that okay?
Yep.
For yours?
Yep.
Okay.
Joe will have an answer on the zoning issues on the 25th.
On 25th, on same place here?
Yep.
Yes.
What time will it be?
Same time.
6
Same
o'clock.
time? 6. Thank you, I'm just gonna put in calendar.
Would you be able to do me a favor in the research that you've done on those timeframes? Because I'm trying to find the code and it's not coming up fast enough for me here internally.
Yeah, I have those paperwork, even actually.
Whatever you have there, if you could bring that in so I could have a copy of it,
Sure, sure.
And then
I can do that.
go from one by one.
Sure,
25th, right?
absolutely. You want me to come in your office?
Or if you could make a copy or whatever.
Or I can bring
I'll
that
have
day.
Stacy make it.
Yeah, you want me to bring on the 25th, or?
No, bring it like within the next, like either tomorrow or Monday. So I
On
can
your
make a
office,
copy
sure,
and then.
sure, I can do that.
Awesome. All right, thank you.
Thank you. I have another question, Mayor. I did send the email about the stop sign on 23rd and 10th Avenue. We have a couple, like almost 3 accidents. One I sent actually the video, Joe, and also you. That was actually original email I sent to in June.
You also sent a video of a person at the stop sign who didn't stop.
Yeah.
He did not stop on that one.
Right.
Oh, that's, I understand that,
Right.
that's his fault. But on
Right.
23rd, every single street has a stop sign, but on 10th Avenue.
Okay.
That's not true.
No, that's true.
7th Ave doesn't have one.
I don't know about the 7th Avenue, but every single.
I drive 23rd Street every
Because
day.
people coming from 12th Avenue, they're going very speedy. I sent actually a couple of videos. They actually trying to get out from 19 and coming this way. And this is still school zone, kids are going around. They're like very high speed. I sent actually show the video also to the mayor and I sent the video to Joe. Because they're not stopping. And then the railroad, they are really jumping and then stopping on 9th Avenue. Because no stop sign on 10th Avenue. That's the reason. And I personally, I don't need stop for me. I'm not like the walking there. This is like we have accidents and kids. I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. Sitting there and seeing it avoiding the accident on the kids. You know what I'm saying? And they are very coming high speed from 12th Avenue.
I do understand, I understand because I know there's not a month goes by that we don't get requested for a stop sign some other places in the city. And most of it is only because, speeding or flying through other stop signs. I do know, I think, and I'll verify it with the chief, but I believe he didn't warrant the stop sign there.
Right.
So, I'll verify that too and let you know. But I can only go by the recommendations.
Yeah.
of the
Chief and I did have a conversation on that corner
Mhm.
about maybe pulling back parking because people do park up close to the corner and people edge out. So if we got rid of that one spot, almost like we did in the Broadway and a couple of the other areas, that might be the way to remedy that.
By the way, has that sign been put up yet?
I believe it has. I don't, honestly, I have to check, but I know I made mention of it to put that up, so I will check for sure.
Work order?
Yes.
So they're
All right,
not
thank
going to
you.
be happy if we remove the car from there, and even still, I know it's very hard to see if the car is there, but still people coming, that the speed, high speed, they're not going to resolve if you remove that.
I get it. Yep. All right, thank you.
And I really appreciate that you did actually put the truck signs over there. Now we don't have a truck, you know what I'm saying?
Well-
And we did talk about that time, not going to stop, but now when we have the signs over there, they're not coming. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
And I really appreciate that will happen if we have just a stop sign to avoid so many things.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
on the 25th here again. for, the-
25th. All right.
Thank you.
Good time.
Although I will talk to you after.
Any other thoughts? All set? All right, so
No,
25th, next meeting?
so the 25th will be the next meeting. With that, are you okay?
Yes.
We'll go back to the email. Send
Sure.
me an email. Send me an email back.
All right. If there's nothing else further to come before the council, then I'll ask a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Call the roll, please.
Councilman, excuse me, Councilman Dawes?
In favor.
Councilwoman Diamond?
In favor?
Mayor Patricelli?
In favor. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Enjoy the new year. All right. Sorry, Matt.
That's what I'm gonna
I
do.
got 3 times, so I'm gonna try and be a fly on the wall and get a little more involved in things. You got any committees you need me on, let me know. They made me vice president of the firehouse, which basically I just gotta wait for the president to die. So ain't anything to do that. Is that, I don't care if it's on or not.
Well, it is still on, but I got to turn it on.
So, I've done my share with the
Some of you missed the last minute.